Hi viewers, I welcome you all for this video lecture series on features of REST API. Before that, I introduce myself. I'm Shankar. I'm working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Let's go to the video and see what are the features of REST API. First one is uniform interface. A logical URI system with uniform ways to fetch and manipulate data in what makes REST easy to work with it. In REST architecture, there is a concept of safe and idempotent methods. Safe methods are ones that do not modify resource, and it is an example for including get and head. An idempotent method is a method that produces the same results no matter how many times it is executed. For example, for these are a get, put, and delete, which means that safe methods in the sense we cannot able to modify the resources. For example, if you are using get method, we can able to retrieve the records, we cannot modify anything. So such a types of methods called safe methods. Idempotent methods in the sense that produce the same some results and how many times you are executing, for example, get, put, and delete, whatever it may be. The second feature is representation. So RESTful services focus on resources and providing access to the resources. A resource can be easily thought of as an object in OOPS concept. This is the first thing to do while designing RESTful services is identifying different resources and determining the relation between them. Once the resources are identified, the representation is the next course of action. Unlike SOAP, which restricts us to use XML to represent data, with REST, we can use JSON or XML. Usually, JSON is the preferred method for representing the resources to be called by mobile or web clients, but XML can be used to represent more complex resources. Third feature is messages. The client and the server talk to each other via messages, in which the client sends a message to the server, which is often called a request, and the server sends back a response. Apart from the actual data exchanged between the client and the server in the form of request and response body, there are some metadata exchanged by the client and server in the form of request and response header. Fourth feature is links between resources. A source is a fundamental concept in the world of REST architecture. A resource is an object with a type, associated data, and relationship to other resources alongside a set of methods that can be executed on it. This resource in a REST API can contain a link to other resources which should drive the process flow. The next feature is caching. Caching is a technique that stores a copy of a given resource and serves it back when requested, saving database calls and processing time. Caching can be configured to catch data in minute, hour, and days, whereby after the configured time expires, the cached data gets deleted. It can be done at different levels like the client, the server, or a middleware proxy server. Caching in REST API is controlled using HTTP headers. The last one is stateless. Each request from the client to the server must contain all the information necessary for the server to understand the request and cannot take advantage of any stored context on the server. Session state is therefore kept entirely on the client. Statelessness here means that every HTTP response is a complete entity in itself and enough to serve the purpose of providing information to be executed without any need for another HTTP request. I thank you all for watching this lecture series. I thank you once again.